Welcome to the MSDW podcast. I'm Jason Gumpert, editor at MS Dynamics World. On this episode, I welcome back Trevor Metcalfe of Resco to update us on the company's upcoming Resco NEXT 2025 conference. Resco is the sponsor of this episode, and Trevor starts by telling us how Resco NEXT events have evolved in the last few years with a focus on mobile workers and field-based scenarios. It's a pretty unique theme for the Microsoft Biz Apps space, and the conference draws an interesting group of attendees and speakers. The team is in the process of putting together the lineup, and we discuss some of the technology, themes, and people that will be there. We also discuss the amazing location this year, Valencia, and how to learn more. All right, I am here with Trevor from Resco. Hey, Trevor, welcome back to the podcast.
Hey, Jason. Thank you for having me. Always great to be on with you guys.
Yeah, always fun to chat and always nice to have something new to chat about. And yeah, today we really wanted to talk about an announcement from Resco. Do you want to take the honors on that?
Definitely. So I'm here today and I'm excited to announce the information for Resco NEXT 2025 annual flagship conference. It's really dedicated to Resco and the Microsoft Biz Apps community. It's a 3-day conference that we cover business topics, technical topics, a lot of discussion, a lot of networking. And this year, we will be hosting Resco NEXT from May 19th through the 21st in Valencia, Spain. So we're really excited to get everyone there. And we can also announce that registration just opened. So feel free to get in there and get your badge secured.
All right, very good. Yeah, and this is one of those events that, and we'll get into this, it has a history. It's been building up its legacy, I guess, at this point over the last few years. We'll talk about that.
Absolutely.
And it's one that I think people start to ask about now. I'll certainly hear in conversation, is Resco NEXT happening? I think with this timing now, we know it is, and we know the location, and, we'll get into that too. But kudos on the great world-class location for this year's event.
No, thank you. We've actually really seen how Resco NEXT has fit in well with sort of like the spring-summer event circuit. And we've seen over the past couple of years, we've been fortunate to kind of fall in line with some of the other events like Dynamics Con in Chicago the week earlier. So we're really excited to see who from the community can join us. And yeah, thanks. The legacy is definitely growing.
So tell me a little more about what goes into a Resco NEXT event. What can people expect when they attend?
Yeah, absolutely. So we really pride ourselves on creating an event that whether you're on a business side, you're on the technical side, you're an office worker, you're a mobile worker, and maybe you're someone technically that be implementing projects like this or helping customers with projects. We really like to have something for all of those people. Like I said, we pride ourselves on being one of the only dedicated conferences to the mobile workforce and the community behind them. And we really try to have the agenda represent that, and especially from the global perspective that really only Resco can provide. So the conference is 3 days. The first day is our pre-conference deep dive. So this is somewhat of a consultation day where we have more in-depth topics for technical specifics for specific business. And we also, if you have an existing Resco project or are interested in how you can explore Resco deeper, we also provide consultations with all of our Resco experts. So the first day is a great day to sit down and really have a one-on-one opportunity to get into the topic of your choice. And then the next couple of days are really the main agenda. So on our main stage, we'll have different sessions related to mobility, Microsoft Biz Apps, especially Power Platform, Business Central, and Dynamics CE. And we will also have different speakers from other of the connected parts of the community. So we'll have some marketing experts join us this year. We're really excited. We have some Microsoft MVPs to talk about how you can take advantage of Resco specifically for your Microsoft Biz Apps projects. And we also love to debut new innovations and what we've been working on at Resco. So for me, it's really about a dedicated space for the communities we support and networking really, again, in a way that only Resco can offer.
All right. Well, can you tell us a little more about who's going to be speaking at the event?
So every year, like I said, we try to have a varied group. This year, we plan to have a good number of Microsoft MVPs, technical experts, not only from Resco, but from the Microsoft community. We plan to have a number of industry experts as well, whether it's in manufacturing, HVAC, the medical field, really where industries where the mobile workforce and Resco shine. We'll be showing people what the possibilities are and having those come up on stage and share what's working for them. And in addition, you'll probably see some familiar community faces as well. It sounds like maybe MSDW themselves could have an appearance, but I don't want to leak too much just yet.
Yeah, well, I do hope to be there. It's hard to say no to an event in Spain like that. And yeah, I mean, if I could just add, I think one of the interesting things that you touched on there is sort of that real focus on where the mobile workforce meets sort of this Microsoft technology ecosystem. And I think a lot of people, at least, understand some of the concepts there, but Resco is, as I've learned over time, your team is really, really focused on that sort of mobile interface, not interface like graphical interface, but sort of that mobile to like business interface and all the technology and the business considerations that go into it. And so that's what I think makes this approach very unique and interesting. And it gives it sort of a level of depth that you just won't get at sort of a broader Microsoft Biz Apps event, from what I've seen and heard, and knowing some of the sessions that you have planned.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and that's a great way to put it. I think another thing we pride ourselves on is making our events not just news and networking with like-minded folks that you might see at other conferences, but we hope that you walk away with actionable either new strategies or new ideas on how to deliver excellence to the mobile workforce. So that's, again, what I really appreciate about the conference is you end up walking away not only learning a lot, but excited to implement what you've learned. And I just think that's pretty unique.
All right, well, let's talk about the kind of people that should be attending. If you're listening to this, if you're thinking about whether Resco Next is right for you, like who are you designing the event for?
Great question. Like I said, we really try to have the agenda for not only business folks, but technical as well. So whether you're a customer using Microsoft Biz App for your company, or you have mobile workers that their main device is a phone or tablet, or they spend a lot of their time doing their job out of the office, those are the types of customers and other folks that you're working directly with end users that benefit from Resco Next. And when it comes to partners, we find that the content we have for partners can be adapted and grabbed onto by whether you're an ISV, you're a VAR, you're a system integrator. We also see more and more ERP implementers and partners with that focus joining us as well. So really, if you or your customers have have workers that are out in the world every day and they have teams that are backing them up in an office or somewhere else, those are the people who should be coming to Resco Next.
All right. Yeah. And I don't want to reiterate what I was saying too much, but I think one of the things that this event can offer, especially I have my mind on sort of the next release wave, right? That Microsoft kind of publishes. And when you try to pick your way through that across like 4 documents, industry, Copilot applications, Dynamics, Power Platform, and trying to make sense of it's a ton of material and it's fast moving, and the cadence has gotten so sort of strange because some things are sort of known before they publish their plans and some things are new when they publish the plans. And then not all of it is lined up with mobile scenarios, field, deskless worker scenarios. And I think one of the opportunities here is for people to really try to, take that sort of mobile workforce or remote workforce perspective and apply it to kind of the broad range of things that maybe Microsoft isn't even framing as mobile friendly or mobile focused, but probably has an application there. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense. And yeah, Jason, I think you put it a great way, which is, I know I said that people with these projects should come, but if you yourself or your organization, mobility is any amount of a priority for you this year, right? Like the Microsoft release wave is getting faster and more complicated. There are a million ways to achieve success today. But I think if you're really either stumped or you're trying to figure out this puzzle for 2025, it's a great reason to come to Resco Next, to find clarity, to find some answers, and maybe ideally to find some sort of next step of a solution. So I think that's a great way to put it.
All right, well, let's talk a little more about sort of the event experience. You mentioned it's in Valencia, so part of Spain. It's not just for people in Spain and the surrounding countries, right? I mean, you expect an international attendee population.
Yeah, absolutely. No, as we have our conferences in Europe, because a lot of it's more central to, I would say, our global audience, but we always have a strong representation from North America year in and year out. As someone who is in North America myself, representing Resco right now, I love the choice for Valencia because, for one, I think for anyone in North America, it's a relatively convenient city to get to. It's also right on the coast. So not only is it easy to fly into, but it's a beautiful seaside city. And like I said, it's right around some of the other spring, summer conferences. So we know a lot of people from North America have their sort of circuit or marathon hop around planned, and Resco Next, both in terms of the timing and the location, made it really easy to join us and continue your journey. So we, of course, we want to have as many people from our global community as possible, and we would love to see North America particularly represented this year.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say personally, I haven't been to Valencia in about 25 years, and it was a great city when I visited, but from what I've read and seen, I think they've done a huge amount of modernization too, just as a city. So I think it's a really amazing place to get to, and especially if you can do it and make use of it for your business as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to pick destinations that, celebrate history, but also are innovative in some way. And you hit it. Valencia captures that, and we're excited to see that and have everyone kind of be right in the thick of it.
Yeah, I can't believe I can say I was there 25 years ago. It was, but yeah, no. I mean, let's just remind folks of some of the locations in the history of Resco Next.
Yeah, so year one, actually, our inaugural event was in Boston, funny enough. So we kicked off in Boston and had a wonderful harbor cruise. I'm sure some people who were there may remember that way back when. We were in Rome in 2018, so right before COVID, our last in-person event for a few years. Rome was a beautiful city. The audience loved being really centrally located to all of the beautiful history and sightseeing. Another fun part of Rome was also we introduced Resco Run, which is an annual road race that we do in the morning of the conference. So we have a lot of performance runners in the community, and I personally myself are probably sleeping while they're on mile 3 or 4, but more power to them. It's a great, memorable part of Resco Next. Yeah, and last year we were in Vienna, which was really exciting. It's a rich history and innovation and in that city. And it was also where we rolled out our new product portfolio. So we talked more about our products from Power Components and Inspections Plus. So we really hope to kind of bring it all together this year in Valencia.
Yeah, and I wasn't at the Vienna event, unfortunately, but I heard great things from folks I know who did attend, and I think it really did set the stage for this year. So I know this is still, a ways out until the actual event here as we record. What else can people expect to hear as we all get closer to the event?
Great question. So right now, if people want to jump on board, registration is open. We'll provide some information below on what you can expect and how to secure your badge. But in the coming weeks, we're going to be sharing more about our agenda and the full list of speakers. We'll also be sharing information. You can actually see now information on the lodging and the conference center itself, but we'll be sharing more on speakers, more about our reception location, which is always a big hit, and also more about how to get there, how we can support that. And that will be coming over the next few weeks between now and May.
Yeah, we'll put some information into the show notes here, as you mentioned, on how to register, some information on past sessions, perhaps some links on other resources as well, so people can get a better idea.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, anything else you wanted to add before we close out here?
No, I just want to thank Microsoft Dynamics World for always being a great part in the promotion of Resco Next and being a part of the Microsoft BizApps community. Definitely take a lot of inspiration from you and our other friends that we know. Yeah, like I said, registration is open. So if people are interested and they really want to secure their spot, you can do that now. And like you said, Jason, we'll also link to some of the previous sessions and other content, and so you can really see what it's like to be there and think about yourself being there too.
Trevor, thanks so much for coming on. It's always fun to chat with you, and sounds like an exciting few months ahead leading up to this event. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely. Thank everyone for tuning in, and hope to see a lot of you in Valencia in May.
This has been another episode of the MSTW podcast. My thanks once again to Trevor Metcalfe for joining me. And this message from Resco. For more information on Resco NEXT, check out the link in the show notes. And that's it for this episode. If you want to get in touch with me, you can reach me by email, jason@msdynamicsworld.com. For all of our updates, please do follow us on LinkedIn. Until next time, this is MS Dynamics World, signing off.